Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. What are you doing here, really? I was just sitting here thinking, this is the strangest thing, really. I mean, doing a vlog basically means you're inviting the whole internet into your house, into your workshop, sharing like intimate details about your life and what you do. But here we are, vlog number 2. Let's go. Hey everybody, cheers. Hope you're doing well. You probably already noticed that there's going to be some slight differences to the way this video looks. Not necessarily higher quality, but I got a new toy, and it's to help the channel, right? Tell that to my wife, right? No, she thinks it's pretty cool. I got a gimbal to work with my cell phone because I'm recording all my videos with my cell phone. So I bought that because I wanted to get some really neat footage. I wanted it to help me with doing some vlogs, and also, just like I said, just making videos in general. So you can probably see I've got a second camera set up here, and it's videoing me while I'm videoing myself doing a vlog at the moment. It won't be the whole time, but just for now, just to kind of show you guys what it is. And then I'll include some footage here for a second. The first day I got it, I actually went out and was filming. Kids were playing in the yard. It was a beautiful day, which is not today. It's pretty cloudy. Well, it's a beautiful day, of course. I'm alive, you're alive. It's a beautiful day, right? But it's not sunny today. It's real cloudy. It's kind of foggy. So I was doing some video of my kids, and I said, you know what, hey, I'm really going to put this thing to the test. I said, how about you guys run ahead of me around the yard, and I'm going to follow you while running, recording with this thing. So here real quick, before we get into the rest of the vlog, watch this little clip. And it's cute as can be because it's my kids running around the yard, but also it's just really cool to see what this gimbal can do. And by the way, it's called the Smooth Mobile. And if you want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description. It's not available on Amazon. It is available from their website. So not a sponsor, by the way. Just telling you what I'm using and give you a link to it in case you're interested. So here's the clip. Alright guys, so here we're going to start with a little bit of the tour of my workshop and all that goes on here. So we're walking up to the front door now, and I started out with this whole building here. It's a 14 by 24 building. I started out with it being all workshop, and then after probably a year or so, or a couple years, I decided that I should make part of this into a gallery space. Let me flip on the light switch here for this. Back up again. So you can see here I've actually got a little bit of a gallery space here where I can keep stuff, but the fact that I do work in here as well makes it so that a lot of times it ends up being pretty dusty in here. All the pots get pretty dusty. And it's not set up really well at the moment, but I've been in the middle of making work instead of having big sales at the beginning part of the year. But anyway, then the rest of my shop, which most of y'all have seen probably especially from the time-lapse video, I had the camera set up way back here so that you could see the majority of that part of the room for the time-lapse. You can see here the 2 wheels I have set up there. As y'all have noticed, I have one stand-up wheel and one sit-down wheel, and that's for multiple reasons. I've spent most of my time making pots standing up, and then found out a few years ago that if I sat down and threw, I had a bit more control over the clay at times. So I spend a decent amount of time throwing sitting down now as well. And the newest addition to my to all of my equipment is this Venco pug mill back here. That was a great find. There's a local potter here that was going out of business, or retiring, I should say, and actually originally had 2 of these machines, and I'd already sold one, and I had saved up some money last year, and so I went ahead and purchased this from them. So that was a great find and a big blessing that they still had this, and I was able to use it. It actually pugs out a 4-inch pug, and it's honestly the most well-built, fastest pug mill I've ever used. Thing probably weighs 500 pounds, so it took a couple of us to lift that joker up on the table. Inside of my workshop, it's all rough cut lumber. What I did is, in order to get this look, I got a local sawyer that cuts all this rough cut pine, and I put, after the walls were kind of all framed up, I put all the insulation in the walls. I actually put tar paper over top of the insulation, and then all these pine boards were actually green. They weren't dry yet, and so what I was able to do is, by doing that, I put them up actually close together, and then as they've dried, they've actually shrunk to where there's gaps in between the boards that you can see there. And so what that allowed me to do is actually get the dark of the tar paper to come through behind the wood. And so it's just something that I really love. And then actually probably a year or 2 after I did that, I actually came across this old patinaed metal that I ended up making like a wainscoting out of, and so I really love that look as well. And even all the trim in here is all rough cut lumber, but it is all, as you can see, it's actually gray. That's the lumber that actually set outside and got weathered, and then I used it for the trim so that it would look different. So got the trim all the way around, and it's all the rough cut lumber as well. Even the door casing there, it's all the trim around the door, and the workshop even trimmed in all these windows here out of rough cut lumber. And so that was quite a lot of fun. It was pretty tedious, but it was a lot of fun to make all that happen. Even, like I said, all my molding corners, and then actually even on the ceiling, I tried to actually, every bit of this lumber that I used, if there was any bark on it at all, I tried to actually make sure that it was showing if there was bark on it, just to give that extra look of rustic. You can see there's big patches of bark there, just to give it the extra look of being really rustic. It's just, I wanted to have a really fun place to work if I was going to work, really interesting and inspiring. So here we'll move on to the back part of the workshop now. From here on out, this is going to be pretty. It's not clean. It's not organized 100%. You guys probably think from the video that you saw before that my whole shop is just organized as all can be, but it is not by any stretch. But here is the back part of my workshop. After I built the first part that we just toured, I realized that it was definitely not big enough, and it was 14 by 24. So I went off the back side. My land slopes just a little bit down, so I actually came down from the back side of my workshop. I'll come down here and then turn around. You guys can kind of see what I did. So what I did is came off the back side of the workshop and just put a lean off the back that actually is 24 by 24. So my lean off the back of my workshop is actually bigger than the workshop itself, and got all of these reclaimed wood framed windows. So I got plenty of natural light back here. Actually, I have more natural light back here than I do in the front part of my workshop. But as you can see, I've got plenty of stuff piled up here and there that needs to be cleaned up and organized. But it's all in due time. And yeah, I got one electric kiln here, and then there's my spray booth. I've got a little modification going on right now to the electric kiln, which is an upcoming video. So you'll see that very soon. And the lid to it's down there. But anyway, just disregard this, keep moving. don't mind what you see there. Anyway, I've got a rack system built here for putting pots on. Like I said, there's plenty of junk on it right now as well, but you can see my wear boards there. And I actually made each of those sections a certain height. Whoops, wrong way. Made each of those sections a certain height based on the size bricks I'm going to be using for my wood kiln. I tried to make sure that the wear boards and then the space between the wear board and the board above it was like just under like either 6 or 9 or 12 inches, so that any pots that I knew would fit on that shelf will fit under that size brick in my kiln. Just trying to pre-organize the way that's going to work out. All right, you guys can see here, I changed my mind where we're going to start next. Here's the front of my workshop again, and as you can see, if we pan down this way, you're going to see there's the addition that we just kind of looked at from the inside. That's the lean on the back of my shop, which is, like I said, like a 24 by 24 lean. And then in 2015, I believe it was, we built my my kiln shed here. So as you guys can tell, I've been working on this project as far as building up my own line of pottery for quite a while now. I've been making pots for 25 years, but I've only been working on my own line of work for about 6 years now. And so in 2015, we built the kiln shed, and I'll put a link here on the video showing, it was a pretty neat video I thought I made that was a time lapse of us putting up the rafters, kind of an old-fashioned barn raising. So we'll walk over here and I can show you guys from the side where the wood kiln is, which you guys saw in the first vlog, but just to give you guys a reference of where things are and how they look. So as we walk right up under here, you can see there, that is the wood kiln. That's where the chimney is going to be, and it's going to go right up through the roof, right up through there, right where that box is. There's kind of a I've already got the if we can see that there, there's it's already kind of boxed in. There's some temporary boards in there now, but all that's going to be taken out and there'll be some metal braces put in. But that's going to be where the chimney goes up through the roof. But now you can see the whole kiln here from the side going up to the firebox, and you can see a lot of mess, but also a lot of prep going on behind that. I've got our wood stacks over here. This is our pine slabs that we've been cutting and stacking, getting ready to fire. So I've got plenty of pine slabs for the first firing or two. About fell down there. But you can see there that Cam and I, we've been hard at work cutting slabs. Here you guys go, just to give you a size reference on how much wood is here. This is I think pretty good size stacks. They're like I said, this one here is probably about chest high for me. That one back there is a little over head height, and so we got enough wood here that's being stacked and dried to fire the kiln a couple times, I believe, once we get it built. So like I said, that's what we're working towards this September. There's actually no more progress that has happened just yet on the kiln, but I'm getting ready, gearing up, making some pots and firing some pots for the Catawba Valley Pottery and Antiques Festival, which is coming up in about 3 weeks. So gearing up for that, and as soon as I'm done with that, I've got no other shows and no other plans other than building my kiln and making that happen between now and September. We'll switch over here. I'm going to show you guys some of the addition that I'm going to put on my shop. Well, I can't show it to you because it's not here yet, but show you where that's going to be. Let's go over here and I'll show you the other where the addition's going to be. So the addition on my shop, actually, we're going to actually take down that little bit of a shed right there. We're actually going to take the same shape as the lean on my shop there and just extend it out probably a good 14 or 16 feet coming out this way. So I'm going to have an addition, and then I'm going to move my spray booth. You can see that hose coming out of that window there. That's actually the exhaust for my spray booth. Just a temporary thing that we've got going there, but I'm going to take that and change it so that it's coming out the side here, or actually so that the spray booth is in my addition that's on the room, and I'm actually going to climate control that whole room so I can have it be storage for greenware. I can have all my glazing in this room, and then also going to have my spray booth in this room so that I've got a better place to do all of that work and give me more room actually as well in the back of that workshop. So I've got a second driveway on my property here, and so this comes right down beside my my workshop and goes all the way back to here beside the kiln shed. And so this, I made that so that I could bring in, you know, the loads of wood and all that that comes in that we have to cut up and process for firing. So I'm going to actually be building a small shed over here as well for my hardwood storage. But the addition on my shop, of course, is going to be right in this area here and give me a lot more space for the things that I need. So here we are back in the studio where we started the tour. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I thought I had a couple requests for people to see the rest of my workshop, and I thought, dang, who wants to see this when it's a mess? But a pottery studio is kind of like always going to be a mess to some degree because you're working with dirt, so it's just part of the process. But just thought you guys would enjoy seeing my studio and where the things happen. And as I said before, I'm bringing you guys along onto this journey of building my wood kiln and just the process of making these pots. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy what I do. I hope you guys, whether you do it for a living or whether you do it as a hobby, I hope you are having fun with it and enjoying what you do. And as I've kind of said in the last couple videos, hey, I hope what I do, I hope it inspires you. I hope you learn something from it. And if it does inspire you, go make some amazing pots, because the thing I love to see is I get inspired, and I love to see other people that make amazing pots, because we all make them different. I appreciate you guys being here, supporting the channel. And hey, I really appreciate you guys. If you did watch, and go support John the Potter on his Kickstarter program. It hit 100%, and a little selfish moment of mine. From the very time it started, I wanted to be the one to put it over 100%, so I checked it yesterday, and I had already backed his project, but I checked it yesterday and it was like 99%, and I was like, I'm going to bump mine up just to push it over the 100% mark. So I did that, immediately sent him a message and said, hey, you're over, it's 100%. And then literally like 10-15 minutes later, he put out that video of him doing the backflip in the snow. So super excited for him, John. You're amazing. I love your content, and glad you're out there making videos as well. And I'm super excited to see you transform that studio and make a workshop and make even more amazing videos. So shout out to John. If you haven't checked him out, I'll put a link at the end here as well as a link to my stuff. And so go make some amazing pots, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.